Ladies and gents, hello. It's that time again. It's been a while. Fatslob is back. I have been tracking this user for years. And this guy's been playing Age of Empires, according to his Voobly profile anyway, since 2007. All the same settings, all 1v1 Black Forest. There have been various patches. There's been 2 new versions of the game since he started playing. Fatslob doesn't care. And we're using the classic capture age here. Got Fatslob, the master of Black Forest, who sends all of his villagers forward at the start to wall. And we'll see that in a second against the Gorilla. And of course, it's a Vikings war because he only plays with Vikings. So I hope you guys have been well. Interesting start here, actually. I have many things to say here. And for many of you, it might be the first time you've been here in a while. Man, these trees are so big. Okay, that's a house for Fatslob. But you know, Fatslob, you can see it in Black Forest. You have everything scouted, right? So he sees the choke points and he thinks, I could wall here, but I could also just try and wall here. So Fatslob is going to wall the front, and something tells me that Red is not very experienced against Fatslob, because if you look at Red's point of view, doesn't even seem to realize that Fatslob is walling there, just kind of like, oh, I'm going to get my sheep, thank you very much. I'm going to collect the sheep, even dropping off food at the TC there. You can tell they're playing with quite a bit of lag, man. It's there's no servers back in Voobly, but yeah, let me see if I can change the HP bars. Ah, that's a lot nicer. Perfect. So yeah, Fatslob sends his 3 villagers forward to wall up and stay safe, and that means we're going to have a very long game. That means we're going to have a game the way Fatslob wants it to be played. That is why Fatslob plays the same settings after all, and I can't help but feel like, you know, many of you tell me that your lives might not be the same without my content. Well, guess what? My content wouldn't be the same without Fatslob.
Yeah.
So, very comparable. I just love every once in a while showing up to Fatslob games. Yo, Fatslob, you actually walled a villager over on the wrong side here, my friend. You've only done this 5,000 times. There we go. There we go. There we go. Fatslob is behind by 3 villagers because Fatslob, he hasn't really had villagers producing all the time at home. So, bit of a problem for Fatslob. But this is what Fatslob is known for. So, sorry about the sniffles there. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. What? Mining camp? Wait a second. Forget about how you're doing. He's gonna mine the opponent's 4-tile gold. And look at his wood. I know this layout is very different from what you're used to. This is the old capture age, but look at the bottom left. 9 out of 10's pop space, so needs to build a house. And then doesn't have the wood for a lumber camp. So Fatslob's going to have to chop the straggler trees to get wood for houses and a lumber camp, and is mining the enemy's gold in Dark Age. Also is freaked out, I see, that the enemy is trying to break out here. Looks like Red just noticed. He's like, wait, what? What is this? And we'll add another layer of palisade wall, which also costs wood. I'll be honest with you, YouTube. I only saw the in-game chat from this game. I did not see anything past the 4th minute, so that was a surprise for me. Meanwhile, Red's got a bustling economy. He's brought in a boar. He's got a sheep. He's going to add a house here to get a shorefish or 2, I suppose. Life is good. Man, these graphics, a blast from the past. And Fatslob! His economy, man. His economy, 5,000 games. Fatslob is pop capped right now. Looks like he just dropped off some wood. What's going on here? Did we get the house? We got the house. Okay. And this is the beauty of Fatslob, right? Fatslob likes to play one way, and he's not going to let any YouTube video tell him different. He's not going to let anyone on Twitch tell him different. Anyways, hope you guys have been well. I know for many of you, you might not make on my content. Some of you guys might just stop in for your bi-monthly Fatslob upload. I'm not sure, but certainly we've got a unique game here. And like I said, there's going to be some chatter later on. And it's one of my favorite things about Fatslob games. It's when people encounter Fatslob's strategy and they didn't know or don't know his reputation. Which, believe it or not, still happens. Speaking of people who play Fatslob, speaking of its reputation and whatnot, I did want to show this real quick. This is a wholesome message. I logged into my Voobly account, which I never use nowadays. Holy sheep, Fatslob. I never use nowadays because I use the Definitive Edition. And pretty much the only time that I log in is if I need to cast Fatslob games. And I got this message on my profile from Bored Kid. And Bored Kid said, hey T90, I won Fatslob right now. It was a fast simp with Vikings and cutting the forest. Maybe you can show it in your next Fatslob episode. Thanks, bye. You make good content. Okay, first off, is that a... Okay, thank God that's not a lumber camp. I can't tell with these old graphics. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, there it is. First off, way to spoil it, bro. But man, Board Kid, that was really wholesome. I just wanted to give a shout out to Board Kid. Wherever you are out there, if you're watching this episode, I'm not going to cast your game. I'm sorry about that one. I did look through a bunch of them, but congratulations on the win. And thanks for the kind words there, man. I never take you guys for granted out there. So nice to me, and I just feel so grateful to have so many people watching the content after all these years and still being interested. So with Fatslob games, we pretty much just chill, and I guess now we're just going to see if Red's going to be able to find a way out of here, right? Fatslob is going for 4 layers of palisade walls in Dark Age, and he's behind by 6 villagers. Now, I mean, that's significant disadvantage for him economically, but he just wants to get that map control and take this into the late game. Red does seem to see the palisade walls on the right side. Also, I believe should be able to see... I think if the scout stood here, should be able to see the villagers in the mining camp there. So that would also be something that might motivate him to break through. We'll see if that happens, though. And I would be remiss if I did not bring up Hidden Cup. That rhymed a little bit. Oh boy, Fatslob's going to bring in a boar here. Well, Fatslob has loom. This is going to be fine. Fatslob. Fatslob. Fatslob, I said you're going to be fine. The viewers want you to be fine here. What's the deal? Got another house. Villagers on the way. Okay. See the panic. Villagers dropping off the food. Can you get the garrison in here, Fatslob? Yeah, there we go. Saved. Anyways, guys, here's the deal. So, we'll have a lot of time to chat about this, but biggest event I ever do is Hidden Cup. And it's an Age of Empires tournament. I'm sure you guys have seen lots of uploads. We've been following the channel in recent weeks. 16 best players in the world. They're playing on hero names. And we've got a massive prize pool. $1 for every Twitch subscription that's on the channel goes into that prize pool. And right now, with your support and Microsoft sponsoring of that tournament, we actually are going to have a prize pool that is bigger than any event since 2001. Man, did Microsoft shell out some big bucks back then. I mean, geez. The fact that that's even a thing is crazy. But, so I make this video to give an update on Fatslob, but also I know how important this YouTube community is for me and my content. And if you have any interest in stopping by for Hidden Cup, it'd be great to have you. I know many of you guys don't even watch my YouTube videos on a regular basis. I get that. And for many of you guys, the idea of a live stream is also like, wait, what? Why would I ever do that? I can't pause. I can't fast forward. I can't skip to the end to find out. You know, I know you guys on YouTube, but anywho, I'd love to have you. All right, it's going to be crazy, so you better prepare yourself for that. But Thursday through Sunday, that's March 18th through the 21st, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, 14 GMT. Be great to have you guys, but of course, it will always be on YouTube later on if you got other things going on. You know what's weird and really jarring for me, having been on the Definitive Edition for a bit? The mill foundation looks just like a house foundation and a lumber camp foundation. The building foundations are the same. And so I earlier thought a house was a lumber camp, for example. It's really weird for me. You know, there's something about the classic graphics that I really like, but at the same time, you know, the new graphics are still pretty juicy, pretty tasty. Did you see the taunt there from Red? Red just said, "Dad gum." He's like, dang it. You know, it's a sign of frustration. That's the taunt. That's funny. And the resources for players at the bottom left, you can see Red in Feudal Age now. Or wait, will be. That's at the top right. And we'll soon have the resources to click up the Castle Age. We'll, of course, need some buildings, but I think Fatslob's really going to be motivated to go up to Feudal Age to get some stone walls out soon. And it doesn't really seem like Fatslob's food economy is all that strong. I mean, this is a really good mill, but this is not a really good mill for 13 minutes. It is crazy just how Fatslob's been able to maintain his level. I mean, 1,600, 1,700 1v1s. Not bad over all these years with such, I suppose, flawed gameplay. I mean, many people would say that this is art and not at all flaw, but, you know, just an idea. Just trying to find a way to describe it. Here's the blacksmith, here's the market. Seems like Gorilla is the more experienced player, but he is the experience in these settings. You know, it's interesting with Fatslob's walls. You look at the relics, right? He actually will have all 5 relics accessible. So he's got boom, boom, or I should say do-do-do, do-do-do. And then there's another one back there. Do-do-do. You know, and so he's got those 3 kind of in the middle. And then this one here, and then I guess the other one will have the chop too if it goes late. But having 5 relics in late game, if Fatslob's strategy is to stall this game out, that could be pretty strong. And I'm curious now on Red's approach. Because Red, this is decision-making time. If Red made a Siege Workshop immediately in Castle Age, 1642 Castle Age is pretty darn good for this level. Make a Siege Workshop, even just a Siege Workshop, and start going Mangonel's Rams. I mean, Fatslob at the very least is going to have to fall back to here with walls. Now, I was really excited for this. This is going to make my night. A Fatslob, he always has the landing pad with the villagers. Now, many YouTubers over there, or not YouTubers, maybe you guys are YouTubers, I don't know. But many YouTube commenters have told me that the reason for that is so Fatslob can see his idols. You say you do that too. I also chopped all the trees. It's like he didn't like the look of them. Okay. I've seen that in Low Elo Legends. But this right here, watch. Villager just sits there. Now, in my eyes, my competitive eyes, that was 2 seconds where he could have collected resources. Fatslob doesn't care. So normally leaves a gap here. Like 1 grass tile so he can see the villagers. I mean, this guy's been playing since 2007 with these settings. And according to his words to me, he said he's not quite as old as his profile suggests. And his profile suggests he's 70. But he said he's up there, you know. He's got some reason to protect his eyesight. Put his villagers on that green grass. And all right, Fatslob so far has accomplished forward walls, mining the enemy gold, has 600 gold because of that. And what you typically see from Fatslob are these stone walls after the palisade walls. And Red is going to add a barracks. Interesting. Okay, so Red's going to add a barracks. Could have been a bit faster, right? You're in Castle Age now, and barracks is a Dark Age building. Your plan is to follow that up with an archer range, and then follow that up with archers. That's going to take some time. We even have some fish traps here. All right, so it's a little early. But collected the few shorefish that were in the pond, and now also fish trapping. Certainly food income is going to be sky high for Red. And Red didn't have a mining camp there for a while, so Red's now going to get a mining camp. Oh, I forgot the bottom right is where it shows the eco upgrades in this version of Capture Age. So he also got Horse Scholar. He also got Double Bed Axe. Gets the handcart eco upgrade for free from the TC. Sorry, I just wanted to make a song there. I'm sure it's the quality content you're used to. A Fatslob about to be in Feudal Age. Now let's see if he's thinking about this. I see 1 villager coming this. I think he's intentionally coming this way. And this is exactly sorry. This is the exact scenario that I was bringing up. Now he's adding the archery range. He could have made that barracks. And then he could have had the archery range up before Castle Age. You could have a few archers here. But now, a little bit of wasted time. And it almost looks like Red wants to go for a castle drop. Maybe a castle drop against the walls could make this very interesting. Again, I haven't seen anything except in-game chat here. I even went into this recording not realizing the forward walls were coming up. Actually, no, that's not technically true. I saw it, started recording for the first 2 minutes and didn't like the way I introed it. And started that back over, but I was like, what? This is crazy. All right, Fatslob. Resources looking good to go up to the next stage, that's for sure. Did take the boar over here. Did also take some deer. Taking some stone already. We know what that's for. I'm a little surprised to see that Fatslob is only walling with 1 vill, but maybe Fatslob's learning. And oh my goodness, Red's farms are expiring, man. I went from thinking his eco was going to be great, thinking it's not so great. I don't know if Red likes to build with just 1 villager, but that's certainly taking some time. This is what I mean about the building foundation. This would be the same foundation for a castle. You'd have to click it to see what building it was. On DE, you can actually tell what's being built. Actually, I'm really curious, YouTube. What do you think of the old graphics? Like, is this something that's nostalgic for you? Or does it make you want to scream? Let's play Guess the Building. Is that a town center? No, that's got to be a university, right? It's got to be a uni. No, it's a market. See, I can't tell. That's a fun little game, though. But yeah, let me know what you think of the graphics. I suppose for me, like, I actually quite like them because of the nostalgia, but I wouldn't want them all the time. Okay, again, I thought that was a lumber camp. That's a house for Gorilla here, and Gorilla will soon have the resources for a castle. And I suppose we'll try and drop a castle here. I mean, that's going to deny the wall off to a certain extent. See fletching already. The archers are there. No ram on the way yet for red. Now, I'm going to just give you an update on the chat situation, because there is going to be a point in this game. One of the main reasons I decided to cast this one, because, you know, the chat becomes important. Now, Fatslob is known for not talking a lot. He doesn't say good luck, have fun. He doesn't say GG, doesn't say anything. You can actually see what happened in the game room, because it shows it in capture age. Yeah, you said multi-queue? Oh, no, they talked. Okay. Fatslob just said yes, and then he said Vikes. As if to say, make sure you pick Vikings. And then Gorilla said yes. 18 is Wololo. Wait, no. 18 is Monk and Need a Monk. 30 is Wololo. And then the game launched. And in the game, he was complaining about lag a little bit. You know, Red's a talkative fella. Right? Second TC for Red. Fatslob, he's just been chilling out in Feudal Age here with crazy resources. They've taken this good old time. We're 22 minutes into the game. Finally has the buildings and resources to go up to the next age. And this will be one of the later Castle Age times I've ever seen from Fatslob. It is really relaxed in this base. But Fatslob has 2 layers of stone walls now. And now something tells me Red has to be a player who's encountered this for the first time. There are people who play against Fatslob and like Bored Kid, you know, message me and say, hey, I knew all about him. I beat him. Check it out. There's also a person, and I wish I remembered their name. I think their name was Vix. I guess if you do watch my videos, you know who you are. But guys, it was the most wholesome thing. I was looking through the chat logs from the games, and the player said to Fatslob in the middle of the game, hi man, I just want you to know I love that you play the way you love, or something like that. It was kind of broken English, which made it a little bit more wholesome in my eyes, and Fatslob didn't even respond. Fatslob was too busy playing the game, but I just thought it was so cool how he's like, you know what, man, respect to you. I know about your reputation. Don't let anyone tell you how to live your life. And actually, Fatslob ended up winning that game, too, so I thought it was cool how he's like, you know what, you probably lost that game and said, I respect the person that just beat me. Age of Empires is unique like that. I feel like in other gaming communities, you wouldn't have as much respect, you know? Like, we put so much, you know, so much into someone not even saying GG sometimes. It's like, what? Do they not? You know what? Whatever example I was about to think of was poor, so we'll just skip that. 45 villagers for Red. Castle there on the hill. All right, protects the side of the base from nothing, I guess. But that's as good a spot as any, to be honest, because it's not like you want to place it near the front, I guess, because there's stuff there. It's had a real problem, Red, with producing houses. Like, right now, again, pop capped. Need to get a few houses out, because the TCs are queued up with vills. Hey, there's a house, I guess. Again, I thought that was a mining camp. I'm a little surprised that we're not seeing... I mean, if you look at how Red's playing this, Red's got real opportunities here. These archers could just sit here, and that's his goal. You'd kill those villagers. Fatslob hits Castle Age at 25 minutes. We're not quite there yet. And I think Red's going for the art of a surprise here. He's going to try and go whoop and just swarm Fatslob so Fatslob can't wall more. And what's Fatslob going to do in the next stage? We've still got the landing pad for the vills. We now have a monastery. I said it just dawned on me that I said university earlier when Fatslob was in Feudal Age. Now that's probably university. Okay, so he's going fast imp, essentially, because those are the 2 required buildings to go up to the next stage. That, or castle, or you could mix in a siege workshop there. But it's pretty meta for Fatslob to go for fortified wall pretty early, so I think that's probably the play. 39 villagers versus 49. This is a theme with Fatslob games. And red making a stable now and going to also make an archery range. I have to say, very random placed buildings. Like, why they? Why? I don't understand, really. But I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to cast and talk about every move they do right or wrong. That's not judging, right? I'll have to ask somebody about that. I'm pretty sure that's not judging. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. I professionally judge people for a living. Fortified wall for Fatslob. All right, this is what makes Fatslob popular. And now he's going to go out and get the relics, and he realizes that these are forward, so he wants to take those first, which is great logic. We're 27 minutes in, and I am just chomping at the bit to know when red's going to attack and what it's going to accomplish. I mean, he hit this. He like, broke down the palisades here with his scout, then hit the stone wall and said, you know what, I don't want to do that. Let's see what red can see, actually, on this side. Okay, wow, that's amazing. This is so cool looking. Like, what's out there? Oh, my God. You know, sometimes I feel like when we spectate Age of Empires, we forget what it looks like from the player's perspective, how it might feel. Those walls are up the hill, too. That would be so menacing. He's making scorpions, magadels, and crossbows. Okay. And berserks. He's making a lot. I probably would suggest just going up to the Imperial Age. But, you know, he's not the best player in the world. He's playing Fatslob 1v1 Black Forest, so he just doesn't... It's easy for us to say. I mean, his name certainly sounds menacing. Fatslob adding a second and a third... Oh, that's a castle. See, this is the problem. Rewatch this video and take a shot every time I mess up a building foundation. That's a fun drinking game for you. Please be safe. And if you have kids watching this video right now, of course I meant drink your liquid vitamins. Obviously. Gotta have your vitamins to grow up and be big and strong, right? Did your mom and dad tell you that? Jeez. Sorry, it's, you know, you think, it's weird. I look at the analytics and a lot of the people who watch my content are in their mid-20s, mid-30s. I'm like, all right, I can say some stuff, and that I always have to be a little bit mindful that it does mean that some of them might have some little ones around. But I have to be me, all right? I hope you guys understand that. I have to be me. I'm gonna make some jokes that aren't for the Disney Channel every now and then. Okay, so now Fatslob realizes, let's take all the relics on the front. Let's take all the stone on the front, just in case the going gets rough. And now a siege workshop there. Okay, and that's normally part of Fatslob's MO. Is that another one? It is, okay. Just get a few mangonels behind the walls. But Fatslob's gonna be an imp first. Red is making so much right now. I don't know if I've ever, in all my years of casting Fatslob games, seen someone make this much Castle Age military against the fortified walls. I have a feeling it's not going to work out too well. But I mean, even just look at the upgrades. Bodcanero and Armor's in. He's getting infantry armor right now. He's got berserks, he's got scorpions, he's got mangonels, he's got crossbows. He's like, we're going to destroy him, yeah! Let's go! Let's see what the old graphic monks look like. Let's zoom in on this. You know, something that always bothered me is how he's somehow able to swing his arm with that staff. Wait, can I follow with this? Oh, I can. There we go. We can zoom in even more then. Someone explained to me how the monk is holding this. Does he have a really big nose and there's some weird nose attachment? I can't quite... You know, something else, fun fact. This is maybe not so fun for you guys. It's probably hurting your eyes right now. But depending on the position the monk is going, that's what hand of the staff is in. So, like, if he turns... And we probably won't see him turn. Yeah, if he turns to one direction, the staff actually switches hands. So, Fatslob's getting his relics. That's what I wanted you to come out of this with. By the way, we're going to have a sick casting program for the main event of Hidden Cup. Of course, on the Definitive Edition, there's 4 days I mentioned, March 18th through the 21st. I did also promise that I would shave my head on stream if we hit 100,000 viewers. I don't think that's possible. So I'm comfortable telling more people that to try and get you to show up. Crazy to me that we're even having that conversation. You guys have just been so hype when like I put in so much effort for these events and make them great and all that, but past a certain point, don't expect much, and you guys just continue to make me grateful. Put it that way. Okay, there's a castle from Red. Red, go up to him! You've got the resources now. Wait, what is this? This is Gaia? Hi, bro. Wait a second. Okay, I know what that is. That's someone messaging whoever I downloaded this recorded game from through the messenger. And in Capture Age, it always shows as Gaia. So that is not Gaia speaking to Fatslob. I believe I downloaded this from Fatslob's point of view, so maybe he had a fan messaging him. That'd be so cool if there's more messages. Okay, 2 relics. And I guess there's this one, and then this one left to collect. That would make it 4, and then the 5th one is over here. I mean, even the golds are going to be sick for Fatslob here, right? He's just been mining this gold. I mean, I don't know what you're expecting here, Red. But he is on the way to the Imperial Age. Fatslob already there. Fatslob not researching Onager yet. You got to imagine he'll research that soon. He might actually be clicking it now. He's got the food and the gold for it. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, yes. Okay, I got that spot on. Perfect. All right, Fatslob starting to sell some wood already to get some gold. All right, so thinking long term. That's cool. Back to Red's point of view, he's made it through some palisade walls, feeling great about life, can see the enemy scout. Red has 31 military. There's university to maybe get some upgrades there. But Red is in this tiny little area of the map. Look at that. And it all comes back to Fatslob walling forward. In Fatslob's eyes, even though he falls behind in Vills, it's worth it to get the position. And I think he's got to have some great satisfaction about this because it's just a perfect spot to defend. Having the hill on both sides, actually, this is a dream scenario for Fatslob. And the relics and the enemy gold. Whew. Okay, Red, don't... If you start ramming before you get imp upgrades, I'm going to be very angry. Don't do that. Okay, it seems like he's just waiting. Now, I'm curious if he's going to try to Onager cut the trees down, because what really makes Fatslob's strategy special is he plays in the old balance, and in the old balance from back in the day, Onagers could not cut trees. And that's so far from some people's minds, YouTube, that there are people on Fatslob videos commenting on a daily basis saying, why is he not Onagering the trees? Because they don't even know. They're like, I don't understand. How can people be so dumb? They just forget that for so many years, you couldn't do that. You had to have a siege Onager to cut trees. Which, looking back, what a silly decision that was from the devs. Certainly gave one person enjoyment. We're looking at him right here. Fatslob loves to camp with the siege behind his walls, and... Well, who am I kidding? You guys have already seen the YouTube titles, so you might have an idea. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but you might have an idea of what's to come. I just remembered what some of the chat was. Look at the landing pads for Fatslob. Here he wants to be able to see his villagers. Here wants to be able to see his villagers. Here wants to be able to see his villagers. Now that's precious idle time, man. I mean, those villagers could be collecting resources. You could be booming Fatslob. And Fatslob doesn't care. There's something so precious about this. You know, like in the crazy year we've had, guys, the crazy life we live, is it not nice to be able to just know that Fatslob's still doing his thing? There's something comforting about that. Okay, Red's point of view. Now, he could actually see the trap there. And sorry if the game sound is really loud. And Fatslob, if he would have done this a little earlier, could have taken out Red's MTC. All right, that TC is going to go down. Fatslob sees a target and goes after. Probably most aggressive you'll ever see Fatslob at this stage of a game. But that has to do with the fact his position is too good. Now, Fatslob can actually see a lot of what's going on there with his trebs, too. Whereas Red can't see too much. Okay, Red's pulling back, getting Siege Engineer, which will give his Siege extra range, so he really understands the game. I think, you know, maybe in his eyes, he's just got to make a bunch of military and push this back. So he's waiting for Onager to complete, Siege Engineers. Oh, it's Engineer. I always thought it was Engineers for some reason. Okay. Here, Fatslob's got an onager, excuse me, hitting the house. Like, I'm pretty stressed out for Red right now. But Red's got a lot of military. Is there a chance that Fatslob could screw this up? I like how Red just made a mill there. Like, whatever, I don't need a town center anymore. I'm still gonna make sure my farmers are efficient, thank you. Oddly enough, Fatslob taking out that house makes it a bit easier for Red, who's now going to try and take out the Treb and should take it out. Yeah, that should be an easy kill. The Treb goes down. Now, does Fatslob have siege engineers? Fatslob does, okay. And so, Fatslob gets some kills. This is what the hill bonus does for you. Look how insane being on the hill is. Again, game sound seems a little high. If it is... Oh, the dock goes down too. Okay. If it is, I'm sorry. I don't use this to record, except for Fatslob games. So I didn't think to test audio levels ahead of time, and I've got so much hidden cup stuff on the way, so prioritizing everything else there. In fact, it's funny. I had to review some stuff from one of my editors. He's like, when will we be available? I'm like, right after this Fatslob game. He said, so in 3 hours? I said, yep. See ya. Elite Berserk for Red. Okay. Fatslob likes to go for a Scorpion, Onager, Treb, and Elite Berserk. I've never seen Fatslob use Elite Skirms, Pikemen. Never seen him use Arbalest either. Now, YouTube, you're going to have to help me out here because there's been so many different versions of the game over the years. But I have a question for you. First, I started off with a statement. So, in classic Age of Empires, so Age of Conquerors, which is what I believe to be true, what I'm about to say, oh, sorry, villager. Chemistry made your onagers fire their shots a bit slower. In fact, you know what, YouTube, I don't even need your help because this is Age of Conquerors. If it's actual AOC, chemistry does make your onagers fire a bit slower. So I'm wondering if Red maybe skipped that upgrade on purpose. I think it makes the projectiles slower. To be precise, I think it makes the projectiles themselves a bit slower. And that was changed. Yeah, see that? I believe that was changed in recent versions of the game, so that's been dealt with. There's no auto farm back then either, so you see all these farms expiring. Siege Rem now for Red is really going to try and break through, and he might, I mean, he sees the score, I'm sure, but he might also start to feel various emotions, like, oh my goodness, am I going to lose to this guy? I mean, it depends on the type of player you are. Some players are like, would probably be thinking, man, this guy's so bad. I'm better than him. He's just playing a dumb way. That's a common thought, I think, common emotion in these types of games. Red might still be the confident type, and he's just thinking, well, I can still do this. I haven't exhausted all my resources yet. Let's go. And then I think we've all been here where you just get stuck in a game and you're like, why did I join this lobby? Why did I do this? You know, and man, guys, what I would give, like, I would pay so much money to be able to go back and find the first time I played Fatslob. Not when I had a YouTube channel, before all those days. I think it would have been 2014, 2015. I was not popular, didn't have content. I didn't think to save the video, right? I didn't make the first Fatslob upload until a few years later, even though I knew he existed. Like, I'm not sure if I lost, but I think I would have lost, because I recall just that feeling of, why did I ever join this game room? These are the dumbest settings I've ever seen. Yeah, that was a long time ago. And I'm more comfortable now, if you couldn't tell. I'm a lot more comfortable now making fun of myself than I would have been back then. I would have just been straight up embarrassed regardless. Nowadays, we like to banter a lot within this community. What can Fatslob see? I mean, imagine Fatslob's gold count's going to be insane. Okay, he's pulled his Trebs forward. He's going to mine this gold too. Now, that's a neutral 3-tile gold. There's one other neutral that's over here in the wood line. I mean, if the game goes late, we're talking neutral golds and relics for Fatslob. Best case scenario. So what's Red's plan here? He's going to have a master plan. How do you get Fatslob to fight you? Because Fatslob has no reason to fight you. You entice him? Like, you just sit back, go walk your dog, and come back and hope that he's deleted his walls? Or do you play his game? Yeah, these farmers probably not enjoying their job. I'd suggest getting a new job. I know times are rough right now. But that's a rough life. Oh, goodness. Look at that. She just lost a job right there in front of us. Sad times. Okay, onagers for both. And Fatslob again having the hill. So doing more damage when on top of the hill. And will lose a few of his trebs here. But still, you know, trade seems better for Fatslob. You're wondering why red has the higher score. The score does come back to resources, build count, text research as well. So I think the big thing here is the text research. Red has researched so many technologies. Fatslob making more trebuchets out of this castles. Anything quirky here? Nothing too crazy. I do like how he's keeping this gold for later, though. Just in case. Let's take the risky gold first. Just has not been working out for red. And you know, guys, sometimes that's life. Sometimes things don't work out, but what are you going to do? You're going to quit? You're going to resign? You're going to start a new game? No, you can't do that. This was meant to be motivational, and now it's just sad. You can't. You're stuck with the life you've got. That's supposed to motivate you. You've got to create more onagers, create more trebuchets, and give it your best shot. Did that motivate you, or did that demotivate you? I'm sorry. You know, someone can maybe put that on a motivational poster and sell it, or a demotivational poster and sell it. Siege Workshop. All rights reserved to whoever makes that. Fatslob making another Siege Workshop because, you know, 4 is better than 3. Making a lot of scorpions. This is not something that's new at all. I'm a little bit surprised. Okay, here we go. Now red's thinking. Now red is going to use his trebs from distance, and he's going to start to attack these walls. He's sick of this. He's motivated. Sure, he's had a rough month, but it's going to get better from here. I'm interested to see Fatslob's reaction to that, because there's not a lot you can do to really stop it. I feel like he could just delete the walls. 49 minutes into the game. But yeah, I think what I would do in Fatslob's position is just place a lumber camp here to slowly chop towards that relic, but whatever. You've got 4 relics, they have 0. Doesn't really matter. Still kind of waiting. Fatslob's approach here. Okay, alright, so red's going to have to back his trebs up then. Red will have to back his trebs up and be a little bit more careful about his placement. Fatslob going for the treb defense. It would also make a lot of sense for red to just take out the palisades. It's not going to take too many onager shots. Then he could be taking out these trebs. As much as Fatslob might be the ultimate strategist, I think we all know he's not very good when it comes to his micro, so... He's very late with the onagers there. But in the end, Fatslob's still holding, and red's just... I mean, look, red can actually break through. It is possible to break through those walls. Can he push up the hill? I'm not sure. Alright. Is he giving up hope here? Is he going to push forward? Fatslob's treb's pretty inaccurate, but I imagine he, and maybe even red's going to get some trebuchet kills here. It looks like they're hitting. There we go. Bodkin arrow now for Fatslob. Interesting tech to see. Does not affect scorpions, but would affect his castles. And like all Fatslob games, we're building up to a certain point. And since most of those games are consistent, building up to a point where it might have been what got you to click the video in the first place, right? I don't remember the exact point the conversation starts to happen, but red clearly is disheartened right now. What's the strategy here? Is it going to be something we've seen before? We've seen people just send in unit after the walls and get slaughtered. We've seen people yell. We've seen people compliment Fatslob. We've seen a lot of things over the years. How can you chat up a player who doesn't even respond to most messages? First time we're seeing the siege rams in action. You can see them take out those palisades, but there's still one tile there. And red loses the rams. He's got a treb. Can he take out maybe just that one tile? Of course, that's Fatslob's plan, of course. He's got the scorpions back there. And I love how he never shows it. He never showed, like the onagers, the big group anyway, was not really visible until now. And then the scorpions are the big thing, not visible. I just love that. He lures you in. Makes you think that it's possible. And he crushes your hopes and dreams. Oh, wow, okay. Onager just went down. This is an eventful game, isn't it? We've had 24 kills, 15 deaths. Treb's just going to slide forward 2 tiles. Fatslob's been playing this way for 2 decades. Don't mind him, all right? Don't rush him. Trebs with their volleys, and that should lead to a Treb getting destroyed, I imagine. However, it is being repaired. Now Elite Berserk, Ballistics, Forging, all these upgrades coming in for Fatslob. Is this where it happens? And Red, I don't think knew Fatslob's reputation. He just was looking for a game because he had a few hours off work, and he's like, "All right, let's play some good old AoE2. I heard it's cool." The lobby said 1v1 Black Forest. He said, "Oh, I know Black Forest. Okay, Vikings. Oh, Vikings are cool. Vikings are a cool civilization. Let's just try it." He might not know too much about the game. He clicks the game room, and then he gets full walled in, and then he just sits here like this. I think it's probably dawning on him now that he might never get out of here. What's the game plan? Honestly, good shots here for Red considering the numbers disadvantage. There you go. Boom. All right. Red's at 145 population. At a disadvantage in a lot of categories. Now going to get light cav. All right. He's thinking if he can get through, he can get some cav in there to take out the Trebs. It's not bad. Viking light cav are disgustingly bad. But it's not bad logic if you have never seen this in thousands of games and all of those videos. Another castle for Fatslob. I don't think we'll see him create many more villagers. 116 is actually pretty high for him. And his resource is certainly looking fine, so I don't think there's any concern there. Just making sure he gets the blacksmith upgrades as that lady gets rocked, man. Red, why do you continue to farm here, though? Farm back here or something. It's funny to me how he insists on farming there. Maybe it's fertile land. I know there's other video games like that, but it would be interesting if there was a mod with Age of Empires. It's like realistic Age of Empires mod. You have to... There's desert terrain and there's grass terrain. In certain areas, the farms are faster or something. I don't know. You guys can probably think of games that are like that. Murder holes for Fatslob. Yeah, he's just getting these techs just in case the enemy runs in. Which has happened many times before. I've uploaded Fatslob wins and Fatslob losses. Fatslob, I guess, just taking his time getting those technologies. And queuing up the berserks, and pretty soon he will arrive at 200 population. Still just waiting for it. Red's trying to think of a strat here. It's so funny to me. Like, it's one thing when people talk to Fatslob and they say something funny, right? After the game has gone down, or they're desperate, whatever. But what makes it so much funnier to me is how Fatslob doesn't talk to people. He doesn't care. He doesn't say, good luck, have fun. He doesn't say GG. He barely talks. He just says, pick Vikings. Vikes only, right? I think that's what he said at the start. Now, some of you might think, well, you prefer someone who chats to you. That's fair, all right? You're watching someone talk about someone else play video games. It's fair that you're the talking type. But the way I envision Fatslob, as both players are using the market right now to sell resources for gold, is like a 50 or 60-year-old dude who he's found this happy place. And he doesn't have time for conversations with kids. His neighbor's kids are annoying enough. He doesn't want to deal with more, you know? That's kind of what I've always envisioned with Fatslob. Because his profile and everything he said to me has suggested that he might be rather up there in age compared to some of you watching on YouTube. He's very wise, and he knows it's a waste of time to have those conversations. Yeah. By the way, how is that monk not extremely uncomfortable right now? Maybe that's why he's shaking back and forth. He's like, no, no. Both those monks. Like, they've got a very pointy thing right in their groinal region. That's not cool. I guess they're monks. They don't really utilize... You know what? Let's see what happens here. I'm going to skip past that comment. We've got the light cap here. Now, it looks like these things should be amazing. It really does, but blacksmith upgrades matter a lot. Not having bloodlines, too, takes these suckers down a peg. They're only 60 HP as opposed to 80 HP like Cav, and then they lack the final armor. They're not the worst like Cav in the game, but... Well, actually, if we're talking Conquerors, and there's not any of those new civs, are they the worst? Oh, this is a fun trivia question. Are they the worst like Cav in Conquerors? Koreans are in Conquerors. Well, Koreans... So Koreans don't get the final attack. They don't get Bloodlines, they don't get the final attack, they don't get the final armor, but they do get Hussar. So I suppose you would say Koreans, but they get Hussar. So I think it's probably Vikings and Koreans. Now I'm really thinking through, actually. But yeah, I do think that this would... It would be the worst civ that caps out of Light Cav from the Conquerors. Even Teuton Scouts are stronger than that. Okay, now Red is attacking the walls. This is what I'm talking about. I think he should have been doing this a lot earlier. Like, at this point, he hasn't even made Fatslob sweat. Yeah, just pull the Trebs back. Click a... Yes, this is it! He says, come in, I dare you. That's a strategy. Come in, I dare you. Come in, I dare you. Oh my goodness. Like, do you really think that's gonna work? It's not even as if, like, that statement has so much confidence to it. And it's just, you've no reason to be confident. You don't have relics, you don't have map control, you don't have space. Come in, I dare you. Whoa. Something tells me that Fatslob, since he's been playing these settings for so long, he doesn't have a shred of ego in him. He doesn't care. And Fatslob doesn't even pay that any attention. He doesn't even respond. Here are the lumber camps I talked about earlier. Fatslob's going to start chopping through those trees. And we're just watching Red slowly take out walls that aren't even important at this stage, I think. Because he's got to have to take out, like, these here to run through. But he has not yet seen the Berserks. He's not yet seen the Scorpions. All he's seen is the enemy Trebs and Onagers. So I think that Red probably believes that he has a chance with the Light Cav, right? Probably think so. All right. Let's look at Fatslob's Trebs. Old Capture Age actually tells you how many kills the group has. Check that out. You can see how much damage it's done and everything here. The hit rate. How many shots have been fired. I'm hoping the DE Capture Age will have that soon. He's now trying to take out some trees here, which is interesting. Okay, so tree by tree by tree. Seems like it's heating up here. And Red, I think both players actually should start to sell some wood for some gold. I mean, Red still doesn't have some blacksmith upgrades, which is really frustrating to see. He still doesn't have the final armor upgrade in his Berserks. Now we might be a little desperate, selling a little bit of stone for gold. That will have the better price. Oh, it would be so amazing if Red runs into the choke point. He's about to take out one of those walls. It's going to take a few more hits here. Let's go back to Red's point of view, YouTube. All right. So he doesn't even see the Trebs from the enemy. He just sees the shots coming in. Wow, that's crazy. But I think these walls... Well, actually, just a few hits from going down now. Just a few. Missing some of these, I think. What the... Who did... Who's dying? Oh, he's deleting his villagers. He's deleting his villagers for the final attack so he can have more military. That was alarming. We haven't heard many units die in this game. Okay. Still looks like he's close. Okay, he can now run through. The big moment. He's got 39 light cap. Now, is he going to send one unit just to see what's back there? This is really smart thinking. Okay, what's back here? What do we got behind the walls? Okay, we see the Trebs. Oh my goodness! I would get out of there if I was in Red's army. I would nope my way. You know, I'd go drown myself in the pond. That's better than a death by Scorpion and Berserk. Well, Fatslob's coming in. You can't dare the slob if you don't... Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind. He's not going to come in. Nope. I should have expected this. He's just going to sit here. Oh, wait, no, he's going in. You shouldn't dare the slobster if you don't want to face the consequences. So Fatslob figures with 7,000 gold, I might as well go in. Very unlike him. I would love for Fatslob to say okay right now. Red hasn't said anything. He hasn't really even reacted to this. I think he likes the idea of going Scorpion. I guess he had those earlier. I don't know. Hello? Hello? Alright, Fatslob's attacking the dock. Prioritizing the important things here, are we? Fatslob attacking the dock, attacking the fishing ships. He's going to take that dock out. I like how the HP bar goes around, because that's where the birds are in the game. Alright, he does take the dock out. Gonna keep passing here. Up. This is why when people play Fatslob, they're just like, you know, the thought comes to mind of, he's not even a good player, I'd so beat him, because that was kind of a weird move, right? But he sticks to his guns, he sticks to that normal composition, and here he comes with his berserks. Now, it's not like Red is really in position. These fights are so loud right now. Like, honestly, this is probably the audio balancing here. You know what? If I didn't have crappy audio balancing in the past on my YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't be uploading this right now. But I guess you guys are used to the old C90, so my apologies. These fights are loud. Crazy, man. Hopefully you can still hear me. You guys are probably here for the carnage anyways. Red's going to get his armor upgrade, and let's see if Red can maybe, you know, get some type of a fight back here. He's really going to need it. He dared Fatslob to come in. Fatslob did. He called his bluff. Fatslob came in. Fatslob, did he delete a wall there? Might even be growing in confidence. Excuse me. Deleting some walls, but... Yo, Reddy's got a lot of pop. He doesn't have a lot to show for it. Big moment here. Here come the light cav. Because the audio's loud anyways, I'm just going to let you guys enjoy the carnage. It could be horrible for either player depending on how this goes. Okay, not as epic as I expected, so let's just wait to hype it up, alright? Let's just wait to hype it up. Still waiting. Here we go. Alright, big moment here. Here come the light cap. The onagers are pulling back. Enjoy the carnage. This is peak YouTube content right here. That's the clip that I show people when they say, what do you do? I'm like, oh yeah, I just make YouTube content. Great. Do you do vlogs? That everyone always asks me. What vlogs do you make, bro? No, I don't make vlogs. I watch old games of a guy named Fatslob. Have a problem with that? I'm really curious if Red's gonna have the guts in there to go in with those Arbalest. Because listen, there's two types of people. There's a type of person who's gonna recognize that they're screwed and call it quits and peace out. And there's the type of person that's gonna try, even though extreme failure could come his way. It does seem like he realizes he's light on gold. So he's selling some resources there for gold. He's making siege. All right. Fatslob's still just sitting here. Now, Fatslob, it does seem to me like he could have more pop on the field right now. He's 32 idle villagers. That's a lot of idle villagers. That's something maybe he could address. And then just get more berserks. You have 50 berserks here. Even without the siege, you own what Red has. So yeah, we'll see. I guess these villagers have finished their mining. Miner, I hardly know her. Sorry, bad joke. Promise I won't make those jokes during Hidden Cup. Did I just hear a dock? Oh, it was Red dock. That's like the third time he's rebuilt a dock. Wait, what was that? Was that an outpost from Fatslob? He was building something. I believe that was probably an outpost, so Fatslob wants to know what's over here. Alright, landing a big shot there is Fatslob. Red coming in. It's the Scorpions that destroy here. As long as he takes care of the onagers from Red. Scorpions are going to own everything, even the light cap. Even though on the tech tree that might not necessarily be what you'd expect. Scorpions are probably the most underused unit. Certainly siege unit in the game, though you see a lot of them in Castle. You don't see heavy Scorpion too frequently at a high level. Maybe there's some crazy hidden cup 4 meta that people will be using heavy Scorpions. I don't know. Red. Well, we know what type of person Red is. Type of person to get distracted by the cat on the keyboard. That's what I'll say, because that was pretty bad right there. But the ARBs, still some of them are around. Just don't kill your own units here, please. There you go. Fatslob creeping in here. He's got a big force coming in. He's bringing Shreb, so you know he means business. Yeah, these Berserks just can't get close. And so we got the creep a leap in here from Fatslob. I'm just waiting for Red to get one big Onager shot out kill him. Potential's there. What a comeback it would be for Red with some Onager shots. He said, I dare you! I dare you, Fatslob. Come in. I think it was the last Fatslob that I had. Fatslob deleted his walls after the enemy requested he do so. Right, slow and steady wins the race. 20 years of the same game. 20 years of the same settings. Man of culture here is Fatslob. Can he do it? He's losing a lot of onagers here. Losing a lot of onagers, and he doesn't have the Berserk number anymore. Okay, some ARBs going down. And sending in Light Cav. He should take out more onagers with the Light Cav. Berserks. I don't think Fatslob attack ground, so the Berserks. I guess they could go down to the onager. Oh, yeah, but the Scorpion is the problem. Meanwhile, wait a second. Red calls the GG and resigns. I think I just realized. You know what I said at 30 minutes? That someone said, hey, man. I think this Gaia thing is someone messaging me. Can I? Hold on a second. How do I do this? Because I don't want to. I've got a bunch of stuff here you can't see. Let's just go to this scene. This is from Hidden Cup. Oh, boy. What a moment here. What a huge moment. You're kidding me. I'm so sorry. That must have been so loud. I'm so sorry you had to see that. I'm so bad at this, man. Let me see if I got a message. Yeah, these are people messaging me, man. I haven't been on this platform in a long time. Well, welcome to the YouTube video. Rex the dog. He says, hey, man, thanks for all your videos I regularly watch. You're cool, Rex the dog. And then the other person is the one who said, hi, bro. His name is Lord Christian. Wait a second. Wait a second. Lord Christian, I think he played against Fatslob. And I was looking at some of his games. Let me look at his games. Could be wrong. I'm sorry, guys. This is the weirdest ending to a video, I'm sure. Let me look at his matches. Never mind. Never mind. I'm sorry. False alarm. It was someone else. Someone got upset with Fatslob and was yelling in Spanish, no se jugar así, which is don't play like that. And I got the wrong person. Here we are back to the show. Back to the, back to the statistics, which are not full screen for whatever freaking reason. 148 kills for Fatslob. Very, very weird ending to this video, YouTube. But hopefully you've got other things to do anyways. And more food, more wood. Other things to do is to stop by Hidden Cup 4, I hope. I just like this game, I'll be honest, having not seen the whole thing. I was giggling hardcore about the chat. But like the game itself was pretty clear cut for Fatslob because of the early walling. You've got to scout those things. And I think Red probably played Fatslob for his first time and probably the only time he plays him. Or he, like many, he will be motivated to play more. But yeah, it's your Fatslob update. I have to get another Fatslob update to you guys over the next month or so because he has had some other games. Like I said, someone was like yelling at him, man, like crazy. Don't play like that. Don't play like that in Spanish. Of course, Fatslob didn't respond. There's some funny ones out there. But the main thing I wanted to do here is I was a little bit behind my promise to get a Fatslob upload to my YouTube community. And so I appreciate you guys so much for stopping by to every Fatslob upload I have. Again, if you want to stop by the live stream and make history with us, it is March 18th through the 21st. Craziest prize pool this community has had for a tournament in 20 years, and hidden identities and lots of giveaways and free stuff too. So thank you so much, everybody. Whether you make it or not, I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next video at the tournament, or I'll see you in your dreams or something. I don't know. Hopefully not. That'd be weird.